Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you how I shop and prep for back to school. So everyone within the Caribbean islands, you are given a book list at the end of the school term so you can shop for your back to school, what books to get, pencils, supplies, all of that. So it is completely different shopping for back to school in the Caribbean island that it is for the rest of the world. You are given a very long book list of supplies and books to purchase for your child or children to return to school. Now, I am currently living in St. Lucia, and I'm a part of St. Lucia is a part of the Eastern Caribbean Islands. So the countries that are a part of the Eastern Caribbean Islands, the OECS, they all use one books, right? So my child is entering into grade 6. So he's going to be doing the CPEA. Yeah, CPEA. So I am given this book list of all the books that are required to get for his return for back to school. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I get organized and how I prep for his return. Now, I know for single mothers, if you have multiple children, it's not the same because I'm only prepping for one child. Now, this is how I go about doing stuff. Now, in St. Lucia, the books, they run up very fast. I'm not sure about the other countries if they have a large supply of textbooks. So the book list was given to me 3 weeks ago. And within that 3 weeks, you have approximately 2 weeks to get the textbooks because they go fast. Last year, I waited until August and there were no textbooks and they did not return. Even though when you contact the bookstores, they'll say, we're getting books X amount of time, whatever, that was not the case. They never got books. So my child ended up not having approximately five textbooks. And so that's let's get started. So with the book list I'm given, the first thing I do is I prioritize. I go through the books and then I make a decision on what books are necessary, in my opinion. Because what the government does, they give you an extended book list to buy. And if you're from the Caribbean, you do know that the teachers do not always use the books. So they have you spend a large amount of money getting all the textbooks. And during the school year, they only use a few books. Okay, so I've done the tricks and I only prioritize books. I don't ever purchase a dictionary. The dictionaries are very expensive and the children don't ever use it. The last time I purchased a dictionary was grade 3, where I spent 50 Eastern Caribbean dollars and it's still brand new. It was never touched. Now every year they send you a different dictionary. I don't ever buy it because they don't use it. The other thing I don't buy is Atlas. So the Atlas that I purchased for grade 3, that's the same Atlas he's using for today. I don't ever change the Atlases because in my opinion, it is useless for me to go out there every year and purchase a new Atlas. And one thing I'm very disappointed in is that each year they change the books. So for example, if children from grade 6 they're not able to pass down books because the government tend to change the edition. This is 5th edition, 6th edition. God knows I don't know what edition they're on this year. So it makes it very complicated for parents who have multiple children to save because they are forever updating these books and you just cannot pass them down. So in my experience, I usually get the English book. So they have the textbook and they also have the workbook. I'm not sure what they do in other countries. What I know in St. Lucia, they have 2 sets of books. So if you have the subject English, they have 2 sets of English textbooks. You have the workbook and you have the textbook. So the same goes for math, science, and social study. Now, since he's entering into grade 6 and he'll be doing the CPEA, there's an additional 4 books to get, 1 for each subject. So unfortunately for me, I waited 3 weeks and I was only able to get, oh, I have the books here with me. So I went to the bookstore 2 days ago and I was only able to get a few books. And the books here in St. Lucia, they are price controlled. So the government brings them in, and each bookstore, they have to set one price. Now all the bookstore they were out of books. So I was only able to get the maths book, the maths textbook, the maths workbook. I got the that's the science textbook. I'm not sure if I got the science workbook. Yeah, so I did not get the science workbook. I was fortunate enough to get the CPEA language book. I got the CPEA science book. I did not get the social study, and I did not get the maths. They were out. They have none on the island. I got the language workbook. Yeah, and the textbook. So I am missing the social study textbook and the social study workbook. Other than the textbook, they have some additional things that is required. The thesaurus, I have never gotten that because they don't use it. And the thesaurus is like antonyms, synonyms, and they have online. So I don't see the point of getting that textbook. He has never had one. There's another thing here that I've decided not to get. No, that's it. That is it. So I said he has the atlas. I will not be purchasing another atlas. So as for the miscellaneous stuff, they require notebooks, crayons, colored pencils, markers, erasers, pen, pencil, sharpener, glue, packets of highlighter, poster paint and brushes, scissors, file sheets, a storybook, plastic folders, 5 plastic folders, a calculator, and a manuscript. I purchased a manuscript once from the school. He has never used it. So each year I give him that same manuscript and he's never used it. He's never used it. And they have the quantities, like the amount of stuff to get. And they have a recorder here. He has never used a recorder. Sanitizer, soap, paper towel, puzzle book. He has never used a puzzle book. Every year I purchase a puzzle book and I take these items you take to the school. It comes back brand new. So this year for sure I'm not buying any puzzle book. 500 sheets of short paper, colored paper, sheet protectors, and white board markers, and they list the quantities of the items that you have to get. To be honest, I usually don't get everything. I get the necessary things that I know for a fact that he will be using, and I do not give everything to the school, because if you give everything to the school, when the school year ends, you don't get them back. So for example, they say 8 notebooks. I usually buy the 8 notebooks, but I keep them at home. 3 boxes of crayons. I buy 1 box of crayons. 2 boxes of colored pencil. I don't ever buy colored pencil. 3 packets of markers. I don't ever buy colored markers. I highlighters. 3 packets of file sheets, 2 storybook. I only purchased 1. He don't use it. 5 plastic pocket folders. I don't ever. Listen, if you have to follow these book lists, I would end up in bankruptcy. I'm telling you. Try to prioritize. If you're just starting out, I would suggest don't get everything. And if you are like the school, if you're living in St. Lucia or the Eastern Caribbean Islands, I'm pretty sure they're similar to St. Lucia, because usually everything that's done in the other Eastern Caribbean Islands, they follow one, they have one system. So everything that you purchase, go to the school. My advice is, don't do that. Because even textbook, when I send textbook to the school at the end of the year, I don't usually get them back. Like 5 is missing. Always. And what I tend to do is I wrap so they remain intact. So if I want to sell them or if I want to give them away, they remain brand new. And I can tell you this, when you wrap them and you want to give it away or you stick their name on the wrapper, it stays brand new. And that's one thing I like about the school. They take care of the books, but oftentimes you don't get back all the textbooks. And then when you try to sell it, there's always a new edition. So I have tons and tons of books at home from grade 3, not grade 1, grade 3 right up until grade 5. I have a lot of books. And I'm unable to sell them because they always changing, updating books. So I just have a load of books here. So one more thing I would like to add. I'm going to do another video on how I prep for back to school, because I usually don't wait until last minute to get everything. Now I get paid bi-weekly. So each time I get paid, I always set aside money so that I could take care of certain things. Now my last paycheck, I got books. And my next paycheck, I'm going to get materials for his uniforms. And also try and get textbooks. And then within August, I try to get like his school shoes, his bags, and so forth. So that is how I budget and I prep for back to school. And I know it's going to be different for every parent, but I would like to share information on how I go about prepping and shopping for back to school for my child. So until next time, I hope you find this video informative and you can take something from it. Until next time, bye.